Hello and welcome to Open House, where we celebrate who we are and what we do as a community. I'm here with Lisa Beans.
Welcome.
And we have special guests with us tonight. They're pumped up.
We are pumped
They're
up.
pumped
we have
up.
a very special guest tonight.
Yeah, we have the Special Olympics.
We have the Special Olympics. Carl's Casaro bought some special guests with us. He bought Amanda Bear and Alex Harner and Grace Myers with us. Welcome to Open House.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Carl, first of all, what is your role with the Special Olympics?
Currently, I'm a retired coach. I guess we could say that. That's something that I've done in the past in terms of coaching and volunteering. But presently, my role with the Special Olympics is through our business. My wife and I own the mill here in New Oxford, and we have provided Special Olympics bocce program and volleyball program use of our property, in which, starting in May, the volleyball team will train at the volleyball courts on our property. Then I think that's running how many weeks? 10, 12 weeks, 10 to 12 weeks in that range. And then in June, the bocce team will start their training program on the 3 bocce courts that we have. So they meet one night a week during those months and training sessions at our restaurant.
Now, will they have any type of real competitions there?
Well, what they do is they basically learn skills of the sport and then compete against one another during these training sessions. What they then do is once they've established their skills and and gotten better at and into the season more or less, then they will schedule competition against other counties and then have separate tournaments on site, or they will travel to another site to participate in a tournament against another team.
So you will host that also?
If the other team comes to us, we will host that on our site, yes.
Okay, and there will be some other teams.
Yes.
They'll be playing in several different teams, I'm assuming.
And those teams come from York and Adams County, or do they branch out further out?
Surrounding area, Mechanicsburg.
Harrisburg area.
Yeah, in New York. And then, of course, the both sports would then participate, well, volleyball would then participate at the summer games in Penn State. Is that correct?
No. It's
Vol-
Fall Festival.
Volleyball is Fall Festival, and bocce would be Fall Festival as well. And that would be held at Villanova in Philadelphia.
So you're a retired coach?
Yes. In 2003, my daughter was looking for a senior project, and we happened to come upon Special Olympics. And my daughter made the phone call to Special Olympics and actually spoke with Grace, and she said, just make sure you bring your dad along. Of course, Grace and I had never met, and that's just Grace's way. And we showed up at basketball practice at Gettysburg College, and of course I was probably more interested in what was going on than my daughter was. I have a background in parks and recreation and special education, so I was all about finding out about the program. My daughter came and was a volunteer and was allowed to do her senior project with the basketball team, and before that morning was over, I was a volunteer basketball coach, thanks to Grace. Only another week or two following that, we found out more about each other and realized that we had a common passion in ice hockey. And having grown up in the Boston area as a kid, I played plenty of hockey. And as our passion got a little bit more involved, she then presented to me if I would be interested in coaching the floor hockey team. So that was 2003, and started coaching floor hockey, became the head coach, and 10 years later, I was finally stepping aside as the coach of the floor hockey team. During the 10-year period, I think it was the very first year we weren't allowed to compete because we hadn't been involved in the sport long enough, and I think it takes 2 years before you can actually compete against another team. During that 2-year period, you would be invited to play in the skills competition so that your athletes can learn the skills of the game, but they won't be competing. So the first 2 years, we went to Penn State, and at that time they called it the Winter Games. And one time it was at Penn State in Johnstown, I believe. And then following that, it was at Penn State main campus. But the entire 10 years, we took a team to Penn State for our annual floor hockey tournament, in which
What was the number of participants you'd usually have in a team?
on a team. We averaged about 20 to 25 participants on our floor hockey team. And we actually played at Plank Gym every Saturday morning. Our season went from mid-October to the beginning of March when we got to go to our tournament. We always had in the range of 20 to 25 players every Saturday morning at Plank Gym. Great thing to see. I mean, if you're watching any of the hockey playoffs now on TV and you recognize some of the equipment, we wore all the same equipment except for skates. So we had our nets, we had our goalies fully dressed. We played in a full court with the special equipment, and fantastic competition.
And you still have that team?
Yes, it still exists. I just stepped aside. It's 3 years ago now, but they're doing well. Great set of coaches. A lot of the coaches that I had coached with are still there at this time. Same athletes, and doing very well.
And aside of you, we have Amanda Bear. Now, Amanda, what is your association with the Special Olympics?
I do volleyball, basketball, swimming, and bowling, and I'm also a global messenger, which I go out and speak like this, and I'm also a secretary for our athlete management team, and Special Olympics gave me the opportunity to get married, to have our own place, to get a job. And I used to not be able to talk. I just was shy, and
So this provided you an opportunity to become confident,
yes.
meet other people like yourself, share goals,
Yep.
excitement, high fives.
Yes.
Okay. And you won any awards, any medals or anything?
Yes.
And then Alex Harner, and what is your role with the Special Olympics?
My role, is, as well as Amanda's, I'm also a global messenger. I go to various businesses such as Conawaga Construction and speak on behalf of Special Olympics and fundraise for fundraisers and such. We have one coming up that is a really big fundraiser for us, which is a golf tournament. And I am also a Team USA member. I was on Team USA
Which sport?
for golf.
Oh, wow.
And I went to Athens, Greece. I was 4th out of 27 countries that I played against.
Oh, congratulations.
So
That's awesome.
There was a lot of stuff going on, but I still had fun. And even though it was back home, that other stuff, but I had nothing to worry about. I had all my friends around.
It's exciting to hear all those things.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
And you have a group of friends?
Yes, inside of the Special Olympics, and also outside of that, my dad and I are big golfers, and some of his friends support me in the golf challenge and everything like that.
And you work out a lot, don't you?
Have to.
You have to, huh?
I have to try and outdrive some of the players that I play against, and
Uh-huh.
sometimes it's tough to, keep in the exercise part, but if you have the right equipment and the right coaches, you can keep it up.
So what do you like the best about the Special Olympics?
What do I like the best about it? They are there to push you to strive to go to overseas or to our local areas in competition, not just out of the state. We also have central sectionals and a variety of other sports.
To
It's a
be all
very-
that you can be in life, right?
That's pretty much what Special Olympics is about.
To provide opportunities and confidence, and now we have Grace Myers. Thanks for bringing that smile. I tell
You're
you.
welcome.
So tell me what Special Olympics mean to you, Grace.
Okay, first I'll give you some background information. I would like to think, because Special Olympics is approaching 50 years, that everyone should know about it by now, but believe it or not, there are people that do not. Special Olympics is for the intellectually disability. And all the sports, the athletes, the competition is based on ability. It's not based on age, it's not based on sex, it's based on ability. And we encourage the athletes to do their very best. They train in each sport, and in Adams County we have 13 sports. So we have Special Olympics 2 to 3 times a week, 52 weeks a year.
Wow.
And each sport trains for the 8 weeks, and then the athletes go on to invitationals, sectionals, state competitions, USA competitions, and world competitions.
So you have all those events. You must need a lot of coaches.
Everyone involved with Special Olympics is a volunteer.
Okay.
We need volunteers that are interested in a specific sport, and they need to go and take training that is offered by Special Olympics Pennsylvania. And we do ask for a commitment from them. So it's a great opportunity, not only for the athletes, but the volunteers probably get as much out of it, if not more.
How long have you been involved with this, Grace?
Probably close to 40 years.
40 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
What
That's
brought
an
you in?
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have intellectual disability, 47-year-old daughter.
Okay.
And she's been participating in Special Olympics since she was 8 years old.
And what did you see it give her?
A lot of friendships. A lot of your special needs people are not accepted in school. And one of the best examples I can give you is one of the first state competitions our daughter went to, and it was at Kutztown University. And they passed out bag lunches. And we looked, and there are the athletes sitting on a hillside. One athlete here, one athlete there, one athlete there. They didn't know how to make friends. That doesn't happen anymore. You know, now they're a family. And Special Olympics in Adams County is definitely a family.
And
Well,
when-
we went to the basketball Special Olympics in Gettysburg, and it was kind of amazing just to see everyone gather as a group for lunch and the high fives, and just you can definitely see the friendships that everyone has, and not just the kids, not just the families too.
Parents, volunteers,
Yeah,
the whole
absolutely, yeah.
community.
In Adams County, Special Olympics is run by a management team, and the coaches are part of the management team when their sport is in session. There's over 130 athletes. There's a family committee that we have picnics with the families. There's an athlete committee, and they're planning the first prom for the athletes
Ooh,
because
boy.
many of the athletes,
That's
when they were in
exciting.
school, did not have the opportunity to attend the prom. So that is the first for Adams County this year. There is never a charge to participate in Special Olympics. And a lot of our coaches and volunteers are also transportation for the athletes. So we're like one big happy family.
And you're continually coming up with more ways of interacting and bonding. How do you get your money?
Our largest fundraiser of the year is Thursday, May 25th. It's the Us Quality Foods GraphCom Incorporated Special Olympics Golf Challenge. Like Alex said, it's at the Bridges. We try our best to get 100 golfers a year, and it is based towards corporations. Whole sponsorships are $300, and then your name goes on a sign and it's put on the hole. And we always have at least one sign, if not two signs, on the holes. We do other fundraising all year round. We're part of the Gettysburg shopping spree.
Okay.
That's held in November in Gettysburg. We do 2 fundraisers, one at Friendly's, which is a day whoever comes to Friendly's to eat, we get a percentage of their invoice, and the same goes for Hoss's. We have a lot of people that do fundraising for us. There's a gentleman, Mr. Massaroni, who runs a bocce tournament with regular bocce clubs throughout the area, and they pay to participate. Special Olympics always puts a team of athletes in, and it's a pretty big hit when the athletes are beating the regular.
We also,
That's in September.
Yeah.
And we also do Harley Davidson as well.
Yeah, we've been connected with Battlefield Harley for Bike Week for a number of years. We sell sodas there. We're the only ones that sell sodas and water during Bike Week, which is a great fundraiser for us. Hickory Bridge out in Ortana, they do a children's tea for 3 days in July, and we get a donation from that every year, and Mary Lynn Martin has done that for a number of years for us.
How could someone get in contact with you if they want to become a volunteer or if they want to donate?
We do have a website, and we do have a phone number. It's 717-337-2729.
Super. Last words before we go, Grace.
Special Olympics has been extremely important to my family. There's always someone there. We have no family in the area, so Special Olympics is my second family. And we're all there to help each other and encourage our children to do their very best, and the other athletes in the program. It's not a one-man show by no means. We have a manager, we have a PR person, we have a treasurer, we have, come on folks,
Global Messenger.
global messengers, which are the athletes. We have coaches that take charge of the invitationals. There's a golf
Like Grace.
invitational and a basket invitational every year. Our basketball invitational gets close to 100 athletes from a 100-mile radius, and that's held every year in March at Gettysburg College.
And we also have people like Grace that try to help us out and spread the word of Special Olympics, and everybody that's in the Special Olympics is, like Grace said, a big happy family. And that's what Special Olympics is about.
All right.
I'd like to add one thing about, from a coaching standpoint. If there's anybody out there that wants to look into all the sports that are provided by Special Olympics of Adams County and has an interest in any one of those sports and has an interest in any type of coaching and hasn't ever had the opportunity to do so, this is their chance. There's a great feeling of reward and self-satisfaction when you're able to help athletes learn skills of these particular sports, and they will definitely amaze you at their ability in these sports, which is what's kept me active all these years.
Let me give you a rundown of the sports, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
There's aquatics, which is held at the Y in Gettysburg. Athletics is held at the Gettysburg High School outdoor track meet. Basketball is held at Plank Gym at Gettysburg College. Bowling is held at Edgewood Bowl in Gettysburg. Bocce is held at Scazzaro's. Volleyball is held at Scazzaro's. Golf is at South Hills in Hanover. Kayaking is at Cadora State Park. Roller skating is at Magic Elm in Hanover. Powerlifting is at
CrossFit Hanover.
Floor hockey is at Plank Gym at Gettysburg College. Tennis is at Southwestern.
Yes.
And equestrian is held at Shining Stars on Route 30 in Gettysburg.
Well, Grace, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Raymond.
Okay, Alex,
Thank you.
okay. Amanda.
Thank you.
And Carl.
Thank you.
Carl, thanks for everything you do. I mean, your occupation is that where you counsel and serve the community.
Correct.
And you follow that through with your business. You guys do all kinds of things for the community.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So, on behalf of Lisa and myself and community media, thanks for watching this segment of Open House. And until we can see you again, stay healthy and remember, you are
The best.
This program is brought to you in part by Curamis, the sports social network for active people, and the New Oxford Social and Athletic Club, as well as the McSherrystown Home Association. This program is also made possible through the noble support of Germany, Strabane, Freedom, and Mount Pleasant Townships through their cable franchise fees. If you'd like to support this or any of our other programs, please go to communitymedia.net. Thank you.